I'm Mike Bradner, and this is Capital Views, and we have with us the Chancellor of the University of Alaska Southeast. Is that correct, Rick?
That's correct.
And it's Rick Caulfield. And
Yes.
Rick, how long have you been doing this? And I understand you're maybe not going to be doing it very much longer.
Well, I've had the privilege of working at the University of Alaska Southeast for 10 years now. I came to Southeast as the provost, or the chief academic officer for UAS, and then 5 years ago was lucky enough to be appointed chancellor for the University of Alaska Southeast, which is made up of our three campuses, the campus here in Juneau, and our campus in Sitka and in Ketchikan. Altogether now about 35 years with the University of Alaska system. I'm a graduate of the University of Alaska myself, and so yes, I've made a decision. I've announced that I plan to retire at the end of June this year. I told my boss, Jim Johnson, the president of the university, that it was time to go ahead and retire and let someone new come in and take the reins.
Now the university has had some tough times with your appropriations. How has that affected the university in the Southeast?
Well, it's created some challenges, no doubt. You know, we've seen some fairly significant budget reductions over the last 6 years altogether. And then the most recent agreement between the governor and the university's Board of Regents called for a $25 million cut in the fiscal year that we're in right now for the system as a whole, another $25 million cut next year in FY21, and a $20 million cut in FY22. And the University of Alaska Southeast makes up about 10% of the university's budget in general terms. So it's been about a $2.5 million cut this year. It will be yet again next year, and slightly less than that the year after that. So it has challenged us, I would say, to really think about our mission and about what programs are really central to our mission and what might be in the outer orbit that we can no longer continue to do. Here in Southeast, of course, we have a very strong leadership role statewide in teacher education, so that's something we take very seriously. The Alaska College of Education is housed administratively here in Southeast, and we have programs and students all over the state through that. And then we also try to build on programs in environmental science, marine biology, maritime trades, the mine training program that we have here in Juneau, all of which serve the region of Southeast Alaska.
Now the mine training program, that serves Greens Creek and Kensington.
We have a very strong working relationship with both Greens Creek and Kensington, especially I would say the mine mechanic program, because they're interested in finding more individuals from Southeast Alaska who already know what the weather's like and love being here, and who want to work at the mine. And so they've been generous in helping fund our mine mechanic program. And we also have an outreach program into high schools called Introduction to Mining Occupations to try and encourage younger people to learn more about the variety of jobs that are available in the mining industry, whether you're driving a mucker or whether you're a geologist or an accountant, whatever it might be.
We do the same thing with fishing?
We do, yes. Yeah, we have a joint undergraduate program in fisheries, working with our colleagues at the University of Alaska Fairbanks, because again, there are tremendous opportunities here in Southeast Alaska to help be innovative in the fishing industry, working with the Department of Fish and Game or with NOAA. And so we try to provide opportunities for our students to work in internships and practicum opportunities as part of their educational experience.
Now, education, you have a lead role in teacher education.
Yes.
And how does that end up in Southeast?
Well, we have many of our programs are actually online and also cohort-based. So we have students who come to our campus in Juneau in the summertime and participate in a condensed program, usually 25 or 30 students at a time, and they take their education courses once they've earned their bachelor's degree. And then they're in a position to earn their Master of Arts in Teaching through this program. They'll be here on our campus in Juneau, and then they'll spend the rest of the year as a student teacher in schools all over the state. And in really a year and a half or so, they will have their master's degree and have their teaching certificate both.
you manage to get them placed in Hoona and different places like that, that is a little different than the Anchorage or Fairbanks, where it's just sort of the local neighborhood school.
Yes, many of our students in that program, the MAT in elementary and secondary, end up working in rural schools where there's a tremendous need, of course. There's a tremendous need across all of Alaska for teachers, and especially in areas like special education. There are great opportunities for those who want to teach in those areas, to include the larger cities as well, but many of our students end up working in smaller rural schools. We have a program that's called PETUS, or Preparing Indigenous Teachers and Administrators for Alaska Schools, partnership with the Alaska Heritage Institute, and it provides tuition and fees for students who, especially Alaska Native students, who want to get that teaching certificate and then go back and teach in their own schools, and we've had great success with that program over the years.
What about others, placing them in some of these communities, giving that experience where they may be willing then to go out there and teach?
Well, a lot of the students who come into our program do come from larger cities and may not have a lot of experience in rural areas, so we offer a rural practicum opportunity. So they're able to go, before they're actually full-fledged student teachers, spend a little bit of time, a week or two, or sometimes more, under the tutelage of an experienced teacher in a rural setting, with the hope that they may choose to then become a teacher in a rural setting.
Rick, we're out of time. We've been talking to Dr. Rick Caulfield, Chancellor at the University of Alaska Southeast. Rick, thanks for being an educator.
Thanks very much. Appreciate the opportunity.